Hey, what's up guys? This is Jeff with Gamestork, and it looks like Final Fantasy 15 is being tested on the Nintendo Switch as we speak.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.
The impossible is apparently possible, and the thing that people said would just absolutely never happen, which was Final Fantasy running on the Nintendo Switch. It looks like they are working to make this happen. Square is testing Final Fantasy on the Nintendo Switch. There have been a ton of rumors circling about this, and personally I've been hoping for this. I would like to see this game come with the DLC. I'd even be willing to replay the game on the Nintendo Switch. I'd also like to see Final Fantasy 12 and 10, 10-2, so on and so forth. But looking at the director Hajime Tabata, the interview that he had recently, he said, "We're actually doing a very specific technical investigations into what's possible at the moment. Where we're at the moment, we've completed those tests and have worked out where the ground lies. We're currently in the middle of a discussion and debate about what we should be doing and how to realize that on the Nintendo Switch." The other thing, you see the mobile version, the PC version. One thing we value is to optimize the way the game plays and the experience for the individual hardware it's on, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. We can't currently announce anything, and we haven't come to a full decision on the best way to do it yet. We're having very open, frank discussions with Nintendo at the moment about what they think is the best thing to do. It's all under investigation. Honestly, when we did the technical test to see if we could use the same native engine we use on other console versions of the Switch, we tried to run it there. The results weren't satisfactory, and it wasn't what you want from a final game. It doesn't mean that that's the end of that. We're looking at the options like the customization of the engine. To give you an example of how open those discussions are, we're talking to Epic at the moment about maybe what we could possibly do there. And if we did a Switch version, maybe we'd be able to partner and do something there. Their Unreal environment is just amazing and will be very useful. You have all of those options on the table. Without that, it'd be impossible to make a decision about what we can do on that platform. So here we are. We're at a place where they're wanting to put this on a Nintendo Switch. They think it would be viable as far as financially, that they'd make money, and I agree. I think that they would. Now, obviously, an engine that is built for, the PS4 Pro, or just PS4, also the 360, 360, oh my gosh, Xbox One, you know what I mean. It's probably not going to work on the Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo Switch dock mode might be able to pull it off, but it also has a low power state when you're carrying it around. Plus, they're, switching to Unreal might help them with some of the, the large storage, I guess you would say, on the game. It's a very large ISO file. So it's one of those things. Like, this to me is very interesting to see Square Enix really going out of their way to try to put this on an Unreal engine. I think that's really neat. They're actively talking with Nintendo, as he has said, and if you have Tabata talking to Nintendo representatives about getting this game on the Nintendo Switch, that means this is probably going to happen. And it's not a question of yes or no, it's a question of when and which engine will they use. If you've noticed that even the sports games and stuff, they've had to modify the engines in order to get those games running on the Nintendo Switch. It doesn't mean it'll be a lesser game, but what it does mean is that the engine has to be customized, and it's not as easy to run, as, pushing from the PlayStation 4 over to the Xbox One. Not necessarily like a cookie cutter solution as, those games might be for both of those consoles. The cool thing, however, is the fact that Final Fantasy 15 appears to be on its way to the Nintendo Switch. And if you can run Final Fantasy 15 on the Nintendo Switch with a customized engine, that means any other game can run on the Nintendo Switch, because this is a extremely impressive game. We see Doom coming, and also Wolfenstein 2. We see in the future there are a lot of high-profile games that are going to be announced. I just feel it. I know if people are making money and the install base keeps growing the way it's growing, then when these games are announced, they're going to start being developed and specialized engines being made for the Nintendo Switch that they launch side by side. And I know what some people are thinking. They're like, no, it's always going to be after, but that's not true. If the install base is there and they can make money, and Nintendo, grows in their experience of putting these games like Final Fantasy 15 on their console and helping developers do that, it's going to create easier roads and easier methods to make that happen. So this is something that we should be excited about, because seeing stuff like Final Fantasy 15 and all come over to the console, what does that mean for us? Well, what it means means is that we'll see other games coming very, very soon. And not only just games, but big games that people have been touting will never come to the Nintendo Switch. Ha ha ha. We get you, Nintendo. That's how I imagine them laughing at their keyboards or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you guys because it's awesome news. This is really cool. This means that them working on Final Fantasy 15 for the Nintendo Switch is not a rumor. It is really happening. And this is straight from the horse's mouth right there at Square Enix. And I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what comes of this. And honestly, I would love to see Final Fantasy 15 running on an Unreal Engine and see what that looks like. I think that that would actually be really cool. And I hope that that partnership happens to bring that about. Anyway, that's going to do it for this small news update. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I would love to have you as part of those who subscribe here. I'm currently calling the Stork Force, and I don't have a better name. If you do, please comment with it. Also, let me know how you feel about this news in the comments. This is some big news. Nintendo Switch is slowly turning into the SNES of this generation, and I'm really excited about that. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.
Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.